Welcome everybody. Pain Train Pipe Bomb being recorded at the dungeon. Jim, what's going on?
I'm doing pretty good, dude. What's going on with you?
It's always funny that we come up with this shit at the last minute. That we have to do the Wrestlemania review.
Yeah.
A little more than 24 hours after it's over.
That's good. It's still fresh in the mind.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is that it's pissed me off already.
Already?
Well, I've had time to percolate.
What are you, like a cup of coffee or something? And
Yes,
someone's texting me.
I am one of those badass fucking coffee machines. It's fucking retarded. Like, first off,
Yeah.
you have a pre-show that starts at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, that was a little bit, overdoing it.
Overdoing it?
Yeah.
You have title matches in the pre-show!
And how long have we been saying title matches in the pre-show is the dumbest fucking thing they can ever do?
Well, because they had their title shows, the title matches in the pre-show, do you know what time it is? Are you sure? Do you know what time it is?
Oh, yeah. Now I know what time it is. It's the turd of the week.
The segment makes its way early in this episode. And I'm not guaranteeing enough that this is the only one. This is how much they piss me off.
Oh.
5 o'clock. I'm not home. I'm not on my WWE network. Because they have to have that location setting on to know where you are, so they find out where the fuck you're watching it from.
Right.
So I come home 6 o'clock thinking, oh, well, this is when the pre-show was supposed to start. And it's already started. 5 o'clock. Motherfuckers. I swear. I missed the goddamn cruiserweight match.
And that was one of the matches you said you were looking forward to.
Yes. Between 5 and 6 o'clock, they put on Neville versus Aries for the cruiserweight title. This is how much WWE really balances themselves out with this cruiserweight division shit.
Mm-hmm.
It should be your staple. And the staple is like a pre-staple to the show.
It's the dumbest thing they could ever do, especially they've made it such a big deal about the return of the cruiserweight division and everything, but they're totally misusing it by shoving it on the pre-show at 5 o'clock.
Again. But turn of the week goes to the writers and the bookers of WWE.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations, all 50 to 1,000 of you, however many there are.
It's 16 people cramped in a fucking room who gets ass raped by Vince McMahon every show.
Oh, I guess that's going to piss Cena off.
Come on, seriously? Did we not say title matches should be on the main card?
We've been saying that for the longest time.
So then why are we seeing Neville and Aries between 5 and 6 o'clock?
Because their writers and their creative team who books the matches are a bunch of fucking clowns.
So I don't get to see the match. I see highlights of it.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the time to sit there and go back and watch 2 hours of pre-show.
Right.
Aries loses to Neville.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not the match was good, I don't know.
I don't know.
From what I saw, it was technical.
Yeah.
But then again, they should have not been on the pre-show.
Not at all.
So now the pop percolates even more.
Uh-oh.
Because now, and I'm kind of rushing at this point because I just can't hold all of this fury in long enough.
Mm-mm.
They have Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on the pre-show.
Isn't it normally on the pre-show, though?
last year it wasn't.
Which was
It was
shocking.
not on the pre-show.
Yeah, that was weird.
And that was the one that Corbin won last year, which catapulted his career.
Big time.
But now, the rumors, and they're rumors,
Right.
is that Mark Henry and Big Show were supposed to retire after this match, WrestleMania.
Right.
Again, pre-show. Nobody watches the fucking pre-show. If they retire, nobody's seen their last match.
Nobody is.
So what fucking sense does that make?
None.
Again, turn of the week, WWE, writers, bookers, whatever. How do you fucking do that?
I can't even come up with a decent enough answer to that one.
Big Show's been in the business, what, 23 years?
I mean, if you would include his time with WCW, yeah, it's about over 20 years.
Which it bled from WCW to WWF, WWE. Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, a very long
And
time.
Mark Henry's been around since, what, the late 80s, early 90s?
I mean, well, me personally, I only, started watching Mark Henry when he was Sexual Chocolate in the Attitude Era.
Yeah, but he came in as the strongest guy at one point. That's how they
Right.
inducted him in.
Yeah, you're right.
And then the nation thing, and yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Overall, though, the Battle Royal was pretty good. Killian Dane from NXT, formerly Dane from WCPW, had a really great showing. Jinder Mahal, former Turd of the Week. Him and Mojo Rawley, final 3 in the Battle Royal. My boy Gronk shows up, flexes his muscles, beats the shit out of that turd magnet, Jinder Mahal.
That charisma vacuum and ratings killer.
Well, it's funny because a few weeks ago, he didn't have a full head of hair. Now he does. Go figure that one out.
Hair plugs.
Well, he looks like a big muffin. You fucking muffin head.
Yes, he does.
Mojo wins. In a way, that always seems to be some type of a push for a new up-and-coming guy.
I mean, how much of a push can you possibly give Mojo Rawley?
Well, he's a former NFL guy.
Mm.
They push those guys every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And technically it bleeds into this next segment,
Right.
which is the Intercontinental title match with last year's winner, Corbin versus Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
The reason why, though, and I can kind of understand it, that Ambrose and Corbin were put on the pre-show because Ambrose fucked up.
Yeah, I heard he fucked up big time.
You don't really go to a Hall of Fame induction plastered off your ass.
Well, that is Dean Ambrose for you. I mean, does the guy ever look like he could stand on his 2 feet?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Maybe when he's, plowing Renee Young.
Well, yeah, that definitely is a thing for him for being on his feet.
Yeah, this is true.
Ambrose wins after pretty much getting the snot kicked out of him the entire match.
Yeah, I heard that too. Like the majority of the match, it was all Corbin.
Yeah, it's Corbin flexing muscles, Ambrose dirty deeds, match over. Ambrose did not have as much offense as he normally does, and got caught in a lot of his moveset. So maybe he was drunk during the match.
I'm not surprised. I mean, how many times has what's his name? God damn it, I can't believe I just had a brain fart. How many times has Jeff Hardy been high off his ass during a match?
Well, we hope now that never happens. 'Cause
No.
that would just be horrible.
And he would definitely be a Turd of the Week recipient for that matter.
Well, believe me, there's still more turds coming.
Oh, yeah.
So, now we're done with the BS pre-show. Pre-show should just be promo and BS matches, not title matches.
Yes, yes, and more yes.
I digress.
So do I.
New Day, the hosts, former turds of the week.
Oh, yeah.
are the hosts of WrestleMania
Yeah.
and come out looking like they're dressed from Final Fantasy.
That was so stupid.
Especially with the ice cream cart coming down that extremely long-ass ramp that they made for the show.
Totally unnecessary.
And the ramp, the last time in Orlando, was not that long.
It was like half.
Yeah. They had a bigger back set and then the ramp.
Right.
But this ramp looked like maybe, I don't know, they were going to have some type of Motor Madness type show during the thing, because that's what it looked like.
Yeah, that ramp was completely unnecessary.
So the lovely motocross ramp that they built, it was funny because I'm watching the ice cream cart come down.
Yeah.
And then wondering to myself, well, it's that easy to go down the ramp, but it's going to be much more difficult to drive that bike up the fucking ramp.
Hey, if they could do it, they can do it.
Especially if it's full of ice cream, which I would have loved some, but they didn't give any out.
Cheap fucks. My question is to do an episode crossover for a few seconds. Can you see a certain somebody in a motorized cart wearing a helmet going down that long-ass WrestleMania ramp?
Yes, I could.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, I could. Especially, it's not a regular bike helmet. You know, it's a bicycle helmet. It's a long story. If you haven't heard it, it's in one of our earlier episodes. Stupid
listen
News.
to it, assholes.
The first one.
Yes. Get off your asses and your high horses and listen to it, goddammit.
Thank you. Well put.
Okay. I can't help it. You get me every single time. I get myself. I mention the fucking woman and I crack up.
One of these days, you're going to fall out of the seat, and I'm not going to be able to pick you up off the floor.
That's okay. I'll just continue the show from the floor.
Well, this is why our mics are on stands.
This
They
is
just bend
true.
it down a little bit.
Right. Or maybe on the way down, I'll make sure to grab the microphone on the way down to the floor.
Yes.
Okay.
And just don't break the stand.
Okay, I won't. But I digress on this one. Continue.
So after the New Day in these Final Fantasy character outfits depart from the ring,
Yeah.
the promo of SmackDown. Now, I was okay with some of these promos, but the promo between Shane and AJ was well done.
Of course it was.
It again, I'm not usually a fan of promos during the pay-per-views.
Right.
This got an exception.
You mean you talk about like that pre-match video package that they always do?
Yes.
Those things have not been cool since the Attitude Era.
But again, this is where my thing came across, because it was a great promo.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, Shane is not a 24/7 wrestler. He's the main stage pay-per-view wrestling act. That's it.
That's all it is.
And a match I really just kind of thought was going to be a throwaway picked up the beginning of the show.
Right.
There was the high-flying moves, interaction back and forth.
It was very technical to begin.
That was what I was really shocked about.
How technical the match was.
I did not expect a lot of the submission maneuvers from Shane.
Especially he was doing arm drags like left and right.
Well, he had the arm bar in that match. He tried to do a triangle choke, which I thought was fairly cool.
I thought that was just a botched move.
No. But it also came down to the referee getting kicked in the head.
That was funny.
Monumental as usual, because it's going to happen.
When's it not?
Well, again, it was not a street fight. It was not a no-holds-barred fight. It was a regular match.
Didn't seem that way.
So AJ tries to mock Shane with the garbage can.
Yeah.
Obviously, he failed. But Shane pulled it off. And that was the huge part.
When does he not pull it off? Except maybe against DX a number of years ago.
Well, here's the other part that I kind of found a little weird. Is that 2 moves toward the end of the match, they made Shane drop the ball a little bit.
You noticed that too?
The elbow off the table,
Yeah.
and then that shooting star press that he did, where he literally almost smacked his own face into the mat.
Right.
It ends with the flying forearm from AJ. And I think AJ got more respect from Shane after that.
Seemed that way. But I think it was great how, I mean, like I was saying, I saw McMahon and AJ starting off the show. I'm thinking, what the fuck are they doing? They're having this match start kicking off the show. You should have had, like, the couples match, Cena, Bella, Maurice, Miz start off the show. You know, get that boring ass shit out of the way. But when I saw McMahon and AJ starting the match, I wasn't cool with it, to put it that way. But after the match was over, it was like, wow, that match was unbelievable. It set the tone for the rest of the night. But let's see what else they can do.
Well, you mentioned I can't even talk. This is how fucked up I am right now.
It's that time of the evening or daytime, wherever you guys are.
Well, you mentioned that couples match.
Yeah.
I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit. Because it just gets worse as the night went on. Because I knew it was coming.
We all knew it was coming.
I'll get to the throwing up part next.
Sure.
Okay, so it's Owens and Jericho U.S. title match.
Another great match.
I have to say, and it's sad that the rumor again, Jericho disappearing for a while, they worked extremely well.
Yeah. That's why he dropped the belt, because Fozzie's going on tour in May.
And that's a big shout out to Fozzy.
Yes, it is.
I was listening to one of the local radio stations. They actually covered one of the Iron Maiden songs.
Was it Fear of the Dark, or I think it was The Trooper?
No. I'll remember it later on, because I have it.
2 minutes to midnight.
I think it was The Prisoner.
The Prisoner?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it was The Prisoner.
Hey, it's Iron Maiden, so it doesn't matter to me.
Owens and Jericho, I have to say, was just phenomenal. It ended with that power bomb off the end of the ring. Jericho being power bombed, obviously.
Yeah.
But they worked really, really well. The pay-per-view had such a great start, obviously from 7 o'clock, because everything before that sucked ass.
Mm-hmm. What was your take on Jericho's giant list of Jericho on his entrance?
I thought it would have been awesome if... Bless you.
Thank you.
If Owens would have gone up and popped the list of Jericho at the end.
That would have been really cool.
And he did bring in that LED scarf.
You know the funny thing? Jericho's whole walk down to the ramp, I thought he was wearing a vest.
It was a scarf.
Yeah. He had a fucking, like, a Christmas tree lit up scarf.
Yeah. It was kind of hilarious.
No, hilarious is the fact that it was 2 Canadians fighting for the U.S. Championship.
I really didn't see that in the storyline,
No.
But now that you bring it up, well, Jericho did live in Long Island, so
yeah, and Manhattan.
Yeah, so it might have swayed that a little bit.
Okay.
We then move to one of the shocks of the evening.
Okay.
Supposedly, it's supposed to be the Raw Tag Team Championship ladder match with Enzo and Cass, Gallows and Anderson, Cesaro, and Sheamus. But here comes the miracle former turds of the week, New Day, who make the announcement that it's now a fatal 4-way for the tag titles.
Did you think that it was going to be New Day putting themselves in the match because they came out in their wrestling gear?
A lot of people thought that.
Well,
but the rumor mill yesterday was swirling so bad, it was like a cyclone.
Yeah.
And originally, the announcement that was made was not supposed to be for that match.
Right.
But it was supposed to be for another match. But being the fact that it's a ladder match, the Hardys, Matt and Jeff, make their return back to WWE again.
Again.
Now, a lot of people, including my dad, now, we've been watching wrestling decades.
Too long.
Turned around and said, what the fuck do they have the deserving chance for a tag team title gold?
Or silver.
Whatever it is. White gold, even, for all I know.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll just call it white gold.
They automatically just got a title shot. Boom. Right there. WrestleMania. They don't come back after 7 years and just get thrown into a match.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of fucking ridiculous. And I was saying it like throughout almost the entire match that they're not going to win. They just came back. Well,
And all of a sudden, there they are.
tag champions.
Well, in a way, it was a good match. There were a lot of great moves. All 4 teams did phenomenal on a lot of different maneuvers. There were a few botches here or there.
Yeah.
But all in all, Matt and Jeff are back. There's no broken gimmick. And thank Impact Wrestling for that.
Well, you never know. They might get it back.
They're a bunch of fucking spot monkeys. So you get that all lovely, excited thing going. And then the throw-up continues.
Oh boy, people, get your vomit bags ready.
Miz and Maurice versus John Cena and Nikki Bella. This is where I started to get a little bit more sick.
Yeah.
And figured this was one of those perfect times to go out for a cigarette.
Oh, that was definitely my go for a cigarette match.
Because there was no other matches before this that I really thought deserved it.
Right. Because they were all caliber matches.
Well, I have to retrack a little bit. Because when they did have Pitbull on, I went out for a cigarette then too.
So did I. That shit sucked.
So it wasn't even an hour. In between Pitbull and Miz and Maurice and Cena and Bella, I went out and had a smoke.
Yep.
So, unfortunately, John Cena's getting the snot kicked out of him by Miz, which I think it should have just kept going. And then, all of a sudden, Cena tags Bella in, and the whole match changes, and we get the fucking dueling 5-knuckle shuffles, which is gay because it's not even the full fucking move.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Again, the 5-knuckle shuffle. Hello.
Yeah, okay. I know.
I should have had my girlfriend over. She could have been giving me the 5-knuckle shuffle during that match.
This is true.
It probably would have been more interesting. And better on pay-per-view.
Of course. KY Jelly could have endorsed it.
You know, we'll see. Trojan might have gotten something in there too.
Whatever works. I mean, really.
And these are just shameless plugs to the condoms and liquids that we use for sexual purposes.
Dick hats.
Yes.
Dick hats and ass grease.
At least the show then picks up for a solid 30-something minutes. Non-sanctioned Triple H versus Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
And we both agree, and this was discussed before the show went on the air. Triple H's bike was sick.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I'm not crazy about the tricycle-looking motorcycles because that's not riding. But besides that,
And it was a Harley, though.
It was a Harley, but it was a fucking 3-wheel Harley. It was like a giant fucking tricycle.
But it looked sick.
It did look sick.
I want the back half. I could care a fuck about the rest of the bike because it's a trike. But give me that fucking huge logo that was on that tail fin.
That was incredibly fucking well airbrushed.
Would you think that would look great on my wall?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it would fit.
Definitely would fit.
Because, you know, it's the dungeon, and that shit belongs down here.
And what better place to put it than the dungeon?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Did I just give a plug to the dungeon?
Yes.
Hey!
This is where we record from, man.
This is cross promotions within.
It's great. And we charge for people who want to come down here and record, so just remember that. There's no freebies.
There's no freebies, but we are reasonable. And if you don't like it, get the fuck out.
So, we see this match that obviously it's non-sanctioned. It's anything goes.
It's fucking awesome. I mean, really.
It kind of it took a nosedive in the fact that there were not a lot of objects used. It's not really a main concern, but non-sanctioned. The only thing we got to see was chairs and the sledgehammer. That was it.
I mean, you figured, Triple H is clearly up there in age. Rollins wasn't 100%. You really couldn't go too far.
It's non-sanctioned.
No, I understand that, but,
Triple H does fucking 50,000 midnight workouts. The guy looked like he was fucking insanely huge.
He was definitely jacked yesterday.
And that's pure workout. If you get the chance on YouTube, which is where we broadcast for right now, you look at some of these workouts, and they're insane.
They're nuts, right?
The stuff that he does, I can only dream about doing, because it's just not happening.
Seriously.
I'm a fat fuck, and it's not possible right now. I gotta lose about, 80 pounds before I could do half of that shit. Otherwise, I would just look like a marshmallow.
Oh, man.
In a way, though, the match did have Triple H doing the target stuff on Rollins. It was effective. Rollins doing all his high-flying stuff, which you could see the effects of the knee.
Yeah.
Were definitely prevalent.
Okay.
It could have been better.
I mean, with Rollins practically being on one leg, they shouldn't have waited 15 minutes into the fucking match for Triple H to start targeting the knee.
Well, that's because Rollins actually came out and did stuff, which was great. But then toward the end, Lady Bulls herself, Stephanie McMahon, and those are some huge lady bulls.
Mm-hmm.
I've said this in the past. They're just huge.
Yes, huge and plastic.
Finally took herself and put it into the match, which is, again, what you expected a lot more through this entire event.
Right? You figured she'd, insert herself more than she did.
Or, the one person, and I'll mention it now, that we did not see throughout the entire thing, Samoa Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was no interference by Samoa Joe at all. He's supposed to be his destroyer, his handheld fucking, you go do my dirty work bullshit.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It's insane. It really is.
But all in all, I think it was a good match.
Rollins wins.
It was enjoyable.
It looked like a cripple in a one-legged ass-kicking contest.
But did you notice something about Rollins at the end of that match, though?
What?
That with all the damage that Triple H was inflicting on his bad knee, the pedigree that put Triple H away, he had no effects to it.
It kind of, they showed it afterward.
Yeah.
Ooh, my leg.
But you would think, right on impact, you're landing on your knees to do a pedigree.
Well,
and he just flipped Triple H over, pinned him. That was it.
Well, the crazy thing is if you watch the moves in slow-mo,
yeah,
and I actually took the time to do it,
he
landed more on the left one than he did the right one.
I didn't catch that.
So it softens some of the impact. However, the botch of the match, and I don't normally bring up these botches, is that Rollins' right leg is fucked up.
Right.
And there were points in the match where Triple H was going after the left leg in the match.
Too?
So was he confused? Did he just get, did he have a brain fart and say, okay, it's the left leg because all the moves are done on the left leg?
It's either he had a brain fart or he figured, I'm going to put this motherfucker away permanently and I'm going to fuck up his other leg now. They call him the cerebral assassin for a reason,
I totally understand that. And, again, if you're going to put a big target on a body part, stay on that body part.
True.
So
let that be a lesson to you kids out there.
So, again, remember that, because that's important.
Mucho importante, for all those non-English speaking people. it's the turd of the week.
So it makes its return again on this episode.
That was quick.
Only because it's now, at this point of the night in WrestleMania, 11:45. Which means now they have matches they have not put out yet that you're now going to just rush out into the thing.
And I think by that point there was, like 4 matches left to go?
There was, at that point, Orton, Wyatt, Lesnar, Goldberg.
Yeah.
The Women's Championship match, that 6-pack challenge, or whatever the fuck they want to call it.
The SmackDown Championship match.
Yes, the SmackDown Championship. And then Reigns and Undertaker.
And all of this at 11:15 when pay-per-views normally go off at 11 o'clock.
Correct.
Idiots.
So they throw the Women's Championship match. Now, the match lasted, and I timed this, 7 minutes and 38 seconds. For a 6-pack challenge in which the title changed hands to the original person who should have still had the title to begin with.
Yep.
Fuck you and your 30-day rule. This is what I got to say.
Yep.
Dean Ambrose, before defending his title in the pre-show, was almost 3 months. Because of a supposed injury, and not even within the 30-day period, you take away the title from the champion, you put it back on somebody else who's already had it, and now she's only going to lose it again anyway.
That's right.
So that really didn't sit well with me, that they rushed the match out to begin with. Naomi only gets the title back, which I thought it would have been awesome, and they dropped the ball before WrestleMania. Both shows did, and it was so sick to my stomach. I didn't want to do the review for either one of them.
No. Me neither.
Regardless of the fact that we went out to dinner and we celebrated my birthday or whatever.
Yeah.
They have Naomi come back on SmackDown. Now, in this match, you announce the 5 original and then say, oh shit, here comes the 6th person. Who is it? Naomi. No. Sorry. Naomi wins. We move on. Because 7 minutes and 38 seconds is just horrible.
Yeah, I'd say so.
A match I did want to see, and it really did give the effects that I want.
Yeah.
Orton versus Wyatt.
Good match, too.
The unholy blessing of Sister Abigail on Wyatt.
Yep.
Orton sticking that staff into the ashes of Sister Abigail. Hopefully trying to knock down Wyatt out of his tree.
Right.
What did you think of this match?
I gotta say, it was predictable.
Of Orton winning?
No, just of the way they went about it. You knew that because of this whole Sister Abigail angle that they were doing, you knew that Bray was going to try to do mind tricks on Orton. You knew he was going to do something to try to take him off his game, take the match out of his mind. You knew he was going to do some shit like that. And the way they did it was fucking epic.
I have to say, though, that was probably some of the best special effect I've seen in a match.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen the people coming out from underneath the ring.
Yeah.
Or the ring raising off the ground. But that was pretty insane.
That was in the, digital age of LED. That was pretty cool.
In a match, though, that Wyatt literally took over. He was in control of this match 85% of the time.
Sounds about right.
They did not put him over. He's only had the title a little over a month and a half tops.
So let's see. Well, he obviously lost it at WrestleMania. He won it at Elimination Chamber, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And the crowd let them know it.
They were not happy with Bray Wyatt losing the championship.
Because Wyatt should still have it. Why is Orton going to go on another 13 title run? Sorry. Yeah. It's just not good.
Like Randy Orton isn't fucking established by now in the business, right?
But again, this is why Bray Wyatt has the charisma, has the panache to be a champion for a while. There's no reason.
I mean, thinking about it, it seems to me that it's calling for it. Another bunch of certain people need a prestigious announcement again on this show.
Oh, malfunction.
It's the turd of the week. And it goes to the fucking WWE writers and whoever books the winners of the matches to give Randy Orton, once again, another title run. You just completely buried what you were making of the Bray Wyatt character. You just buried him.
And maybe, this is just the reasoning for it happening.
Mm-hmm.
Is that they've never given him a singles title run.
That's right.
It's always been discussed. Oh, we're going to put him in this match. Let's see how well he does. It should have been done. It just should have. I'm sorry.
I agree.
But, again, now this goes back to Royal Rumble. Now, we're going back 3 months.
That's right.
On this. You put the title on Cena for 2 weeks.
Pathetic.
To only lose it to Bray Wyatt in Elimination Chamber, again, 2 weeks later.
We know why they made Cena win the belt.
But now, you put it on him for a month and a half to lose it at Mania to somebody who's going to be retiring within the next 6 months.
You really feel Orton's calling it a career?
That collarbone is not healthy at all.
You could tell. You notice how he was favoring his chest a lot?
His neck is not good anymore either.
Nope. He's banged up. I mean, he may not look it. I mean, don't get me wrong, not to sound like a little bit of a, hey, but, he's still he still looks good. He's still in good shape, but he only looks it. How's he feeling on the inside is a totally different story.
His body is just banged up.
Yeah,
over the course of time, he's done way too many things, and maybe this once his wife didn't have him throw out the garbage bag. Because that's how he broke the collarbone the last time.
He's a dope.
Fucking clumsy bastard.
Right?
All right, so we move to the final 2 matches of the night.
Let's go.
Lesnar versus Goldberg for the Universal title. The 2-trick pony in Lesnar. Oh, I'm going to suplex you, and then I'm going to F5 you. I'm going to suplex you and F5 you.
Uh-huh.
The Suplex City gimmick is awesome. Not for nothing.
It is. I agree.
But when you use the same suplex more than once, come on. It's horrible.
The match was basically nothing but finishers. It was jackhammer and spear from Goldberg and suplexes and F5s from Lesnar. That's all it was.
I think this match maybe lasted about 6 minutes.
I think
if it was
longer than that.
I don't know about that. But it wasn't that long. And part-time champion again, Lesnar wins. Well, Goldberg's going to take a breather due to rumors or whatever. That's why he wasn't on Raw tonight.
Yeah.
Which we'll discuss later on in the week.
Yes.
But Lesnar were just 2 fucking moves, man. Come on.
No, I thought Cena was boring. Goddamn.
You call him some type of conqueror, and you use the same 2 moves, 10 fucking suplexes, and 2 F5s, and that's it? Really? Come on.
Maybe the moves are just so fucking dominant he doesn't need anything else.
Yeah, but you're doing 10 suplexes in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. And they're back suplexes.
No,
Do something else. Give me
German.
a T-bone suplex.
What was he? He was using German suplexes,
Yeah,
right?
that's all he was doing was Germans. It was like 10 fucking Eddie Guerrero suplexes in the match. That's it. That's all it was.
Good old Eddie. Still miss you, Eddie.
And then here we go. The coup de grace out of all of it.
The creme de la creme.
Reigns versus Undertaker is obviously the main event.
Uh-huh.
And was it last year they were in San Francisco?
Last year's WrestleMania, yes. I believe
Okay.
They were in San Francisco.
So the big problem with WrestleMania in San Francisco was that it was not dark enough to do a lot of the special effects.
That's true.
Now, luckily enough, when they had Orton Wyatt, it was dark enough. They had the Fireflies. That was fucking cool.
Oh, yeah. And the maggots. And the sting beetles.
Yes. That was phenomenal because it was dark out.
Creepy shit.
Now, Undertaker properly has a dark entrance
Yep.
for his WrestleMania moment. Reigns has an okay, to me, entry into the ring.
It was pretty cool.
The fire thing was all right. But they've done that once before. That Superman punch into the stage, I'm going to do something fucking phenomenal. I've kind of toned down a little bit, but it's building again.
I feel it.
Because this longest ramp that they made, this fucking motocross style fucking 100-yard ramp that these motherfuckers have built, kills off the Undertaker's entrance.
Well, yeah. We would have been there till tonight waiting for him to get to the ring.
He walks 2 miles an hour slow purposely because of this.
Imagine how long it would have taken him to fucking do that whole ramp.
But the great part about it is that they didn't have to make him walk the whole ramp. They made him walk about halfway.
Mm-hmm.
They made it look like he was rising from the dead, which I thought was kind of cool.
That was cool.
I think they could have done better with the pyro than
Yeah.
what they did.
Mm-hmm.
The whole purple light smoke thing could have been better. Could have been better.
It was still cool though. Come on,
It
you gotta
gave
give it that.
it gave the dead look.
Yeah,
Okay, that
that's
was
what I
great.
mean.
However, they could have done more.
They could have.
If you know this is going to be his last hurrah, send him out with something better than this bullshit.
Seriously.
They could have had lightning strike the fucking post of the ring or something. That would have been sick.
Or do something, you know? Just-
Or that big over fucking stuffed ring that they had above the ring, the regular ring.
yeah. Like
They could have done something with that.
Like have pyro shoot out of the out of those ring posts like Kane,
Or the flaming ropes would have been awesome.
right?
Flaming ropes with, shooting out of there, that would have been sick. Because you have those balls of fire that come out of the stage.
Yeah.
The match itself leaves me a little perplexed.
Yeah.
Because this was mentioned last second. Not on the pre-show, not on Raw or SmackDown or the website or anything else. No holds barred.
Yeah.
Was not the stipulation to begin with.
I got confused. I'm looking around at everybody in the room. I'm like, when was it a no holds barred match?
I actually posted that on Facebook, by the way.
Yes, I saw it.
When the fuck did it become no holds barred?
I'm guessing literally right before the match, like, oh, by the way, it's, you know what, I think they changed it the way they did because they knew Taker couldn't, he's old, busted up. Reigns can't carry a match on his own. They probably figured it would be a suck match.
First,
They had to change it up and make it better.
I gotta say this, and regardless of the outcome,
Right.
okay? If you're gonna make it no holds barred, you better do a lot more than just a fucking steel chair.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, Reigns did spear Undertaker into a table. That was all fine and good.
Right.
Okay, because it came out of nowhere.
Yep.
But you only have one fucked up table, which was the Spanish announce table. It's known for that.
We're not surprised.
And a steel chair. That's it. They didn't do anything else. That's no whole bar. Yes, they had JR. But come on. One fucking table and a steel chair?
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break.
That was absolutely ridiculous. For a no-holds-barred match, that was pretty lame.
God. Come on, man. Seriously? Again, they fucking shit the bed with this. They really did.
Yeah, they did.
Overall, and I'm looking at the time, and that even pisses me off even more. This match lasts almost a half hour.
Mm-hmm.
Ends around midnight. And what we didn't think was going to happen, happened. Reigns wins. Undertaker, you could see he just didn't have any gas left in the tank.
He was running on fumes.
It was a very long match.
Yeah.
That was not expected.
No, I didn't expect the match to be as good as it was.
I mean, it was good, but again, you don't if you're going to turn Reigns heel, which is what they're trying to do again, that you don't give sympathy. Lesnar didn't.
Nope.
Triple H didn't.
Not at all.
So why are you going to give him sympathy now? That's just horrible.
Yeah. Maybe, who knows, maybe that was Roman Reigns showing like his true emotion, because he said so himself. He didn't want to beat Taker at Mania. They told him, well, sorry, you're beating him.
I don't even know if it was that.
He said so himself.
But again, I mean, if you're going to do that, say it afterward. You're trying to push Reigns as a heel.
Right.
What is he, some fucking big pussy that you're making a heel? Because that makes no sense.
Seems that way.
You know what? I got to say, enough is enough.
It's that time again, isn't it? It's the turd of the week. Again.
Reigns, you are a two-time winner. You big fucking Samoan pussy.
What an oaf.
God damn it.
I thought you were going to call him an oaf for some reason.
No. He gets that fucking... I don't know. If you want to beat somebody, you want to be a heel, you want to play the part, don't give me no fucking sympathy act.
It's like what I've been telling everybody in the weeks prior to WrestleMania. If you're trying to push Reigns as a bad guy, he had to stop with that fucking with all due respect nonsense. You cannot be a heel and respect your opponent at the same time. You can't.
Maybe Michaels or Triple H, maybe.
That's them.
You can see it from them.
Whole different era.
They've been around the block way too many times.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, give me a fucking break.
Yeah, you're right.
This is why he's a two-time winner.
Yes, congratulations, Roman Reigns. You won turd of the week for a second time.
Fucking idiot. I'm so glad he was not around the ring when Undertaker took off the garb, laid it in the middle of the ring, kissed his wife, and walked away, because I would have rather jumped through the TV and stabbed him in the neck with a ballpoint pen.
You saw how he broke character by kissing his wife? He broke character right there.
Well, he was pretty much putting the fucking last nail in the coffin with that.
Well, that's like what they said. He walked into the ring as The Undertaker. He walked out as Mark Calloway.
The funny thing is, it did not look like Michelle McCool.
I didn't think so either. She definitely had some work done on her face.
It didn't look like her.
It was her. They said it on the show. They're kissing his wife, Michelle McCool.
All right, well, before I somehow fly to the next city wherever Roman Reigns is and stab him in the neck with about a dozen ballpoint pens.
Right.
Give me your rating of this.
I give WrestleMania a hard 7. I know that doesn't sound right. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm just talking about the rating. You
People,
sick bucks.
get your fucking minds out of the gutter.
You sick bastards.
I gave it an 8,
Yeah.
only for the fact that some of the matches up till that last hour were okay. They did drop the ball with the pre-show.
Of
Again,
course.
I will always rant and rave that pre-shows should not have title matches unless you get drunk at Hall of Fame ceremonies.
This is true. But so with your rating of an 8 and mine of a 7, so that's 15. So all in all, our combined rating is a 7.5.
Yes.
That works.
So, any final comments before we let our listeners listen to this jambalaya of Turd of the Week?
I got to say, like I said, all in all, it was a great show. Please, no more musical performances because you just take the fucking energy out of the crowd and then you don't hear a peep out of them for the rest of the night. And on a different note, I, as a fan, would like to thank The Undertaker for all of the memories that he's provided since 1990 when he debuted into the business. I will still to this day and forever on remain a fan of the Dead Man, a fan of the Dark Side, and to the Phenom, I love you.
Well put. I can't say it any better.
Thank you.
Although, I did purchase your last shirt, Undertaker.
Cha-ching.
So you do get a few dollars from me. We will miss The Undertaker. Like I said before, WrestleMania comes, and every year you wonder who he's going to face. Well, it ain't going to happen next year.
Yeah.
And his punk ass better be in the Hall of Fame, because that's just be rude.
It would be a disgrace if he is not inducted next year.
So my final comment is, and it has nothing to do with WrestleMania.
Okay.
WWE, you need to come up with some better shit. I'm sorry. We've made our listeners listen to us bitch for over 52 minutes now. And again, it's a great show every year. There's a lot of matches. But your setup, WWE sucks. I'm sorry. I've been watching for so long, and it's the same old shit or same fuck up every year. And I guarantee you, most of our listeners, if not all of them, will turn around and tell you the same thing.
Definitely.
Undertaker, rest in peace. It's been a great 30-year ride that I've seen you. 3 decades of destruction. Can't say it any better. And we're going to sign off, Jim.
I guess all I could say is have a good night and hope you enjoy this.
And we'll catch you all on the flip side.